Welcome back my YouTube channel. The $quarter coin from the United States of America dated 2000, featuring the word liberty and the year 1788, is part of one of the most beloved and widely collected coin series in U.S. history, the 50 State Quarters program. This program, launched by the U.S. Mint in 1999, celebrated the heritage and history of each of the 50 U.S. states, releasing 5 new quarter designs every year from 1999 to 2008. Each design was carefully chosen to represent the culture, symbols, and pride of its respective state. The year 2000 marked the release of the second group of state quarters, featuring 5 states: Massachusetts, Maryland, South Carolina, New Hampshire, and Virginia. These coins were struck in both Philadelphia and Denver, bearing the mint marks P and D. The date 1788 seen on many of these quarters, such as those from Massachusetts or Maryland, represents the year that particular state joined the Union. On the obverse side of the coin, you can see the familiar image of George Washington, the first President of the United States, designed by John Flanagan. This portrait first appeared on the quarter in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. The inscriptions on the obverse include United States of America, Liberty, In God We Trust, and the coin's denomination, $quarter. The reverse side varies depending on the state being honored. For example, the Massachusetts quarter shows a Minuteman, a symbol of the American Revolution, alongside the state's outline. The Maryland quarter features the State House dome and branches of white oak, the state tree. The South Carolina quarter proudly includes the palmetto tree, the state outline, and key symbols like the Carolina wren and yellow jessamine. The New Hampshire quarter displays the famous Old Man of the Mountain rock formation, and the Virginia quarter depicts the historic ships Susan Constant, Godspeed, and Discovery, representing the founding of Jamestown in 1607. These designs captured the imagination of millions of Americans and inspired a new generation of coin collectors. The U.S. Mint estimated that nearly 147 million people collected at least some of these quarters, making the program one of the most successful in U.S. history. Each 2000 state quarter is made of a copper-nickel-clad composition, with a total weight of 5.67 grams and a diameter of 24.26 millimeters. While most are worth their face value of 25 cents in circulated condition, uncirculated or proof versions, especially those struck in silver or with mint errors, can be worth several dollars or more to collectors. The 2000 quarters remain a reminder of American pride and diversity, showcasing the symbols and history that define each state. Whether found in pocket change or a collector's album, these coins tell stories of independence, discovery, and unity, all under the enduring motto of Liberty. Next coin. The 2003 United States $quarter coin, featuring liberty and the story behind the unique designs of that year's state quarters. The year 2003 was part of the U.S. 50 State Quarters program, one of the most popular coin series ever issued by the United States Mint. This program began in 1999 and continued through 2008, releasing 5 new state-themed quarters each year. Each coin represented one of the 50 states, showcasing its history, culture, and important symbols on the reverse side, while the obverse side retained the familiar portrait of George Washington, the first President of the United States. The obverse design, created by sculptor John Flanagan, depicts a left-facing bust of George Washington, first used on the quarter in 1932. Around the image are the inscriptions United States of America, Liberty, and In God We Trust, along with the denomination $quarter. This design has remained a symbol of American pride and tradition for decades. In 2003, 5 states were honored in the series: Illinois, Alabama, Maine, Missouri, and Arkansas. Each of these coins carried a unique reverse design celebrating the character and history of its state. The Illinois quarter featured a young Abraham Lincoln, the state outline, and the Chicago skyline, symbolizing growth and leadership. The Alabama quarter honored Helen Keller, the first deaf and blind person to earn a college degree, making it one of the most inspiring designs of the series. The Maine quarter depicted the famous Pemaquid Point Lighthouse and a historic schooner, celebrating the state's maritime heritage. The Missouri quarter displayed Lewis and Clark paddling up the Missouri River, commemorating their famous expedition. Lastly, the Arkansas quarter highlighted a diamond, rice stalks, and a mallard flying over a lake, representing the state's natural beauty and resources. All 2003 quarters were struck in Philadelphia, P. Mintmark, Denver, D. Mintmark, and San Francisco, S. Mintmark, for proof versions. The quarters were made of copper-nickel-clad compositions, but collectors could also find special proof sets in 90% silver. The 2003 quarters are still found in circulation today, but pristine uncirculated and proof versions hold collectible value. Depending on condition and mint mark, their value can range from face value up to a few dollars for uncirculated or proof coins. Complete sets from 2003 are especially prized among collectors of the State Quarter series. Beyond their monetary worth, these coins represent American history, creativity, and unity. Each state quarter tells a story about the people, places, and events that helped shape the nation. The 2003 issues, in particular, stand out for their diversity and meaningful designs. So, if you ever come across a 2003 Liberty Quarter, take a moment to look closer. It's not just a piece of change, it's a small piece of American heritage, linking the ideals of liberty, history, and pride together in the palm of your hand. Next coin. The year 2000 marked a fascinating chapter in American coinage history with the release of the United States Liberty $quarter coin, part of the famous 50-state quarters program. This program was launched in 1999 by the U.S. Mint to celebrate the rich heritage, culture, and history of each of the 50 states. The quarters released in 2000 were unique pieces of art, blending national identity with regional pride. In 2000, the U.S. Mint issued 5 different quarters, for Massachusetts, Maryland, South Carolina, New Hampshire, and Virginia. Each state's design was carefully chosen to reflect its contribution to the story of America. On the obverse side of every coin, you'll find the familiar image of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of the nation's first president. The inscriptions, United States of America, Liberty, In God We Trust, and $quarter, remain constant on all coins, symbolizing the unity of the nation. The reverse designs, however, tell individual stories. For example, the Massachusetts quarter features the Minuteman statue, representing the courage of American patriots during the Revolutionary War. The Maryland quarter displays the dome of the Maryland State House, the oldest in continuous legislative use in the U.S. The South Carolina quarter proudly shows the state outline with the palmetto tree, a star, and a Carolina wren, emblems of the state's natural and historical identity. The New Hampshire quarter presents the famous Old Man of the Mountain, a granite rock formation that stood as a state symbol until it collapsed in 2003. Finally, the Virginia quarter features the ships Susan Constant, Godspeed, and Discovery, the 3 vessels that brought English settlers to Jamestown in 1607. Each of these designs reflects not just local pride but also America's broader story of exploration, independence, and resilience. The coins were minted at the Philadelphia, P., and Denver, D., mints, with additional collector editions produced at San Francisco, S., in proof condition. In terms of composition, the 2000 Liberty quarters were made primarily from cupronickel, a blend of copper and nickel, giving them their signature silver-like appearance. Each coin weighs about 5.67 grams and measures 24.26 millimeters in diameter. From a collector's standpoint, most circulated quarters from the year 2000 hold face value, but uncirculated or proof versions, especially those in mint condition or with errors, can be worth several dollars or more. Some collectors search for rare misprints, such as off-center strikes or double dies, which increase a coin's value significantly. Beyond their monetary worth, these quarters represent a time when coin collecting became a nationwide hobby. Millions of Americans eagerly awaited each new design, turning spare change into a treasure hunt and teaching younger generations about the history of their country through its currency. So, the 2000 Liberty $quarter coin is more than just small change, it's a piece of American heritage. It captures the nation's revolutionary spirit, the beauty of its states, and the pride of a people who value history, freedom, and unity, all within the palm of your hand.